Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a great Saturday and happy Easter Eve for those who participate in the holiday, celebrate Easter. We're going to talk about Ryan Edwards because he was arrested again yesterday. So today is April 8th. Looks like he was arrested April 7th. So let's go ahead. We're going to roll the intro and we're going to get right into it. Okay, you guys. Hey. It looks like Ryan Edwards cannot stay out of trouble, and it's relating back to his soon-to-be ex-wife, Mackenzie Edwards. So I was on Instagram earlier, you guys, and I saw where he had been arrested again. And at first, I thought this was an older arrest. I was like, wait, what? Like, again? Is this new? Like, what is the deal with this? And this is a new arrest, you guys. As you guys can see, Ryan Edwards, age of arrest, 35 birthday. And it says last date of arrest, 4/7/2023, violation of probation, harassment. So here's the thing. The reason he was on probation is because his soon-to-be ex-wife, Mackenzie Edwards, went and got a restraining order on him due to she alleged that he had gotten verbally and physically abusive with her. So she filed for divorce. She obtained a lawyer. She filed for a restraining order. The day after the restraining order, he violated it. He got put in jail. He got out on a bond right then, went back home. I mean, there's been so much that's been going on with this, you guys. He trashed the house. Here's where Team Mom Chatter made a post about it. It says Ryan Edwards was arrested late last night for a violation to his probation, harassment, and is now being held without bond. He needs to understand something. Mackenzie is not playing with him. Why isn't he in rehab? Which is a really, really good question. So let's kind of go back a little bit. All right, let's go back a little bit. So Mackenzie filed for divorce from Ryan, and he was served on February 27, 2023. And when the cops showed up to his house to serve him, they noticed that the house was completely damaged. I mean, you guys, when I tell you that the house was damaged, every room in the house besides the children's room was damaged. He had spray painted the walls. He had spray painted things like slut, whore, terrible things like that. Black spray paint, white spray paint in the master bedroom. The furniture was flipped over. Things were just strode amiss. The refrigerator was like thrown over on the counter. The house was completely destroyed. They said it was unlivable at this point. He had done so much damage to the house. So that's how the house looked when they showed up to serve him. Not only it was that happened on the 27th. The next day, he was arrested because even though he was served with a restraining order, he contacted Mackenzie's dad. Now, when you serve somebody with a restraining order, they cannot reach out to you. They can't call your parents and say, tell Mackenzie this, because that is in violation of the restraining order, which is what he did. The day after he received the restraining order, he reached out to Mackenzie's dad and said, tell Mackenzie I'm going to be going to the house to get some clothes. She needs to leave. Which is really weird because I'm like, wait, was Mackenzie staying in that house? With it looking that way? Because the cops were just there the day before. Either way, Mackenzie, when she went and got the restraining order, she showed the cops messages from Ryan where he was threatening her. She showed, she actually let them listen to an audio of him where he called her at work and he told her that his biker gang that he had just become a member of was going to show up at her job and ask her a bunch of questions. She needs to lie to them because if she tells them that she disrespected him and cheated on him, they're going to hurt her. So lie to them and just tell them that she didn't do anything, that she didn't cheat on Ryan, that she didn't disrespect him. And he'll just take the butt whipping. They can come back and beat him up for lying about the situation because he's like, you know how they are with people disrespecting their members. So he's basically saying, I put it out there to the public that you cheated on me. So now my biker gang friends, they're mad that you disrespected me. So they're coming for you. So when they come and ask you about it, you tell them that I lied. And they could just come back and beat me up. This, you guys, this is wild. When he was arrested for violating the restraining order, the first time that he was arrested, he had what the police believed to be heroin and cocaine on him and drug paraphernalia. So he was arrested for violating the RO, the drugs. He went before the judge. Get this, he went before the judge and noting that the house was just completely wrecked, noting that he threatened his wife with a biker gang, noting that he pulled a knife out on his wife, put it to her back, noting that he would do things like this in front of the children, noting that he would break her cell phone. Her friend had to call the cops. Her dad had to call the cops. All these things. The only thing the judge did was order him to rehab. Some of the things were dropped. The judge ordered him to rehab. Instead, you'll be on probation for 11 months. You'll have to wear an ankle monitor with a GPS tracking system on it. That way, if you get within so many yards of Mackenzie, she'll be alerted. But he was not ordered to do any jail time. And his probation period could be reduced depending on how well he did in rehab, which is wild to me. I kept saying, like, something's weird here. He keeps getting chance after chance after chance. Why is he not being sentenced to jail? Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. Why is he not being sentenced to jail, right? Well, you guys, I heard that Ryan Edwards grew up with the judge's son. So his mom, Jen, and his dad, Larry, they are actually friends with the judge. That's just hearsay. That's what I've heard. I don't know how true it is, but it would make sense on why he has not been sentenced to jail. Now, so at this point, he's been arrested, I think it's like 3 times in like the past 2 months, 2 months. And now the judge is finally over his craziness and has held him with no bond, as you guys can see right there, no bond. So his court date is 4/20/2023, and I think he has additional court dates as well. The judge needs to recuse himself. But you know what? I agree. The one and only Puss in Boots. I do agree. But you know where I live? We only have one judge. I live in a town so small, we only have one judge. So I mean, I don't know how small. Where do they live? Somewhere in Tennessee. I don't know how small that area may be, but it really makes me wonder: do they have more than one judge? Why is it that judge recused himself? Especially if he knows the family. The fact that Ryan could be arrested like 3 times in 2 months, and he's finally being held with no bond. With his history, there's prior ROs by his ex, Macy, when he threatened to show up at her house and pew pew her and Taylor. Like he has priors. He has prior arrests for DV situations. He has prior arrests for drug charges. And now here we have three arrests. And just now they're holding him with no bond. Can't Mac file a complaint? They're putting her and her kids in harm's way and maybe move the case. Is that a choice you could do? I don't know. I'm really not sure if it is. They can bring it in from another county, maybe so. And my question too is, someone actually in the comment section of one of the Team Mom fan pages said, "Why isn't he in rehab? He was supposed to be in rehab." When the judge ordered him to rehab, it was, you have such and such amount of time to get your affairs in order and then turn yourself into rehab. So why is he not in rehab? How long does it take for you to get your affairs in order for you to turn yourself into rehab? Now, we do know that he is back filming for Teen Mom. He's back on the show. Sources are saying that he and Macy were called out having like a lunch, discussing co-parenting in the midst of all of this happening. So let's see. Let's read some of the comments over on his. Let's read some of these comments, you guys. Let me make it a little bit bigger. All right, so Ryan Edwards was arrested for harassment. This time he's been held with no bond. The next court date is 4/20. So Brianna June says, so this is the third time he's been let out and reoffended. This is how women end up. Yes, exactly, Brianna. 100%. Yes, judges give violent abusers a lot of second chances. 1,000%. He needs to be in there in detox. He's going to end up raging during a binge and killing her. They never take these things seriously until a woman is unalive. Exactly. Same thing kept happening to me and my ex. I literally had a police officer tell me on the sidelines to protect myself and get a pew pew. The judge kept letting him off. She better move because it don't look good for her. He is going to harm her. This is not funny anymore. Exactly. Accuse someone else being blamed for his own actions by himself or his parents in 3, 2, 1. Who's going to be blamed today? Mac, Macy, and his mommy and daddy will use their connections once again to get him out with a slap on the wrist. Completely agree. They do more harm than good, but his mother definitely will enable him until the day he passes. It's sad. Oh, yes, from the very beginning, and then his parents jumped on the Macy bashing train, Larry more than Jen. But that's because she's too afraid to speak up. I can't stand either one of his parents. The definition of ain't crap parents. Dang, must be that time of month again. Ryan's monthly mugshot update. I'm really interested to see if this plays out in the upcoming season and if Macy and Taylor will receive the apologies that they are owed from Mackenzie, Jen, and Larry. I doubt it. This person said, I don't feel bad for Mackenzie, but I do for Bentley. Oh no, Macy triggered him. I guess being in the free world ain't for everybody. Yeah, he doesn't need a bond. He needs to be kept as far away from her as possible. Now, here's the thing is we don't know what he did. We just know he violated probation. So what did he and it says harassment. So what exactly did he do? We know what he was on probation for. So what did he do? Did he show up at her house? Did he show up at her job? Did he call her? Like, what did he do? Is it because he didn't show up to rehab? Because right now, we don't really know for sure. Thank you, Magic Wand Productions. Yes, Ryan is a prime example of how spoiled children can end up. Absolutely. I actually saw a comment like this, Cherry Girl. I actually saw a comment the other day where it said, someone said, I'm scared if Ryan doesn't clean up, he's gonna OD. And then his parents are really gonna understand the magnitude of the situation. Yeah, Dawn. Yeah. I bet any money is because he didn't want a rehab. That's definitely the probation violation. If that was part of his sentencing guidelines and was still not in rehab about a month later. Yeah, from my understanding, they told him, get your affairs in order and then you need to go to rehab. But I feel like knowing that allegedly that his family is friends with the judge, they might could have got it off or like, we'll just let him have Easter with us and then we'll take him. Like let him do Easter and then we'll make sure he goes to rehab. I feel like if he got arrested, it had to be something that he did more than that. Because I feel like this judge just let him off so much and now he's been held on no bond. So I'm wondering if it's something more serious. I haven't seen Macy comment. Let me check her. No comment here. Let's check Mac. Let's see. Be fearless in the pursuit. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Mama and friend. So she's changed her bio. It used to say wife. Oh wow, NDV. She added a is that an addition? These are old. So NDV. I wonder if she was actively in domestic violence while sharing a highlight that says NDV right here. NDV. These are old though.
So I just wanted to hop on here and talk about something very near and dear to my heart. I just saw a news article for our local news that in Hamilton County, which is the county that we live in, domestic violence calls are at an all-time high. And everybody can joke and say, oh, ha, 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 everybody's just getting on each other's nerves, because everybody's home. But for some of these people, that's not the case. And going to work was their only escape to get away from their abuser for the day. A lot of people don't know this about me, but before I met Ryan, I was in a relationship that got violent. And I know how scary it is, how manipulative, how hard it is to just leave, even though everybody's like, well, why don't you just go? Well, it's really hard and you think it's going to get better and it doesn't. So I'm encouraging everyone that I follow or that follows me to paint your nails purple. Purple. So before it cut me off, I was saying that purple is the domestic violence awareness color. So what I am encouraging all of my followers to do is to paint your nails purple. Paint them purple for yourself. If you're a survivor, paint them purple for your girlfriend who might be stuck in an equally awful situation. Paint your nails purple for those that you don't know to support them as well, because these are very scary times for people, and I am so overwhelmed just thinking about how thankful I am that my story ended differently, but I just want everybody else's to end differently too. So paint your nails purple. We can do this. Tag me in your post. I want to see. And let's join together and support these people who might not have a whole lot of support and feel stuck right now. All right. Thanks.
Can you imagine if she was doing that and still actively living in a life where she was being abused? Which I feel like she probably wasn't. I feel like Ryan, when he was sober, probably wasn't like that. I feel like probably more than likely, the last few months of their marriage, from my understanding, I think that's what they said. I think that's what she said in her report was that the last few months he become like a completely different person, and more than likely it's because he got back on you know what. Um, so wow, yeah. I've seen that before though. I've seen people, talk about being in relationships, but not anymore, but still being in it. Then it come out later that they actually were still in a relationship like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna keep up with this story or with the situation. If we find out exactly why he got arrested, I'll hop on here and let you guys know. I'm gonna be live again in a little bit. It looks like Ronnie Magro is back filming for the Jersey Shore. And guess who else is filming for the Jersey Shore? Sammy Sweetheart. So, you guys, there are pictures of Ryan back filming, same hotel that Sammy Sweetheart is at, filming for the Jersey Shore. And I also heard that when Sammy was brought back in, they did not tell the other cast members that it was a shock to everyone. They're like filming, bam, they bring Sammy in, and everybody's like, what? Whoa. Of course, they welcomed her with open arms, but it was a shock. I'm wondering if they're doing this with Ryan, if they're just bringing him in, which makes me wonder if they do that and Sammy wasn't aware, what's going to happen? Did I say Ryan? I meant Ronnie. So Ronnie is back filming for the Jersey Shore. So we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. I filmed a video about Todd and Julie Chrisley that I'll have up later. And let me tell you guys, Todd and Julie Chrisley, if you guys have not read the documents for their appeal, please catch my next video. When you go over the documents of their appeal, it's mind-boggling that this even happened. It's mind-boggling that this trial moved forward, that when they requested a reconsideration, a motion for dismissal, those things didn't happen because there was so much that went wrong during this trial that the judge allowed. It literally looks like the judge and the prosecution, that they were all just completely doing whatever to get a conviction. Even the judge. I mean, there were things that the judge did wrong that I was like, how did the judge allow that? And then when Todd and Julie's attorney would bring it up and would ask for a hearing to address these things, the judge would say, oh, no, we're not doing a hearing. Mind blowing. So I got a video about that in just a little bit. I'm working on editing that. So we'll go live about Ronnie and Sam in a little bit, filming for Jersey Shore. And then I'm working on editing that video about the Chrisleys. So yeah, I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.